to gentle stretch. Friday, 5 classes in a row. Exciting. I just finished my 7 a.m. class, and I feel really, I don't know, just fantastic. I don't know what it is. It could be that it's Friday, even though every day seems the same now. You don't even know what day it is. Saturdays feel like Mondays, but it's Fridays always, I think, makes us feel good, no matter whether we're retired or not, or not. Anyway, so today we're going to be concentrating on our psoas muscles, and these are key muscles for protecting our lower back, key muscles for especially our lower back health. For those who might not know what psoas muscles are, they're the muscles that start around the femur, well, right in the let's say the mid thigh, but on the femur, they're attached to them. And they wrap up around the hip, then all the way around the back to about the third lumbar vertebra. So they're up 1, 2, 3, and it's attached to that. These are very big muscles. There's 2 different kinds of psoas muscles, but we're going to be, I'll use just the word psoas. And these muscles are they're one of our oldest, other than our jaw muscle, are the muscles that we have carried with us through evolution, from when we were millions of years ago, when we were little kids, right? You know what I mean, way back when. And so lots of muscles and things that we've let go of on the way through evolution that weren't necessary anymore. They become obsolete. But these muscles, for some reason, have stayed with us, even though we're not in these fight or flight situations, because that's what they're about. They're there to keep us safe. Most of our stresses now are not life-threatening, except for with coronavirus, where it is life-threatening. But most of the time in our everyday life, we're not being threatened by tigers and lions and saber-toothed tigers. But we still have these muscles. So what happens is, because we're not running and we're not doing what we would, which would keep those muscles elongated and stretched, we tend to, what happens to our psoas muscles, they shrink and they tighten. So they become tight. So think about these here, and then they tighten here, and they pull on the lower back, okay? Now, it's because we sit too much, that's 1. 2, well, the types of activities, if you're a cyclist, which I am, those muscles, they shorten those muscles. Running, the same thing. So most of our daily activity, keeps those muscles short. The problem is, over time, it affects our lower back. And because those muscles are fight or flight muscles, anytime you feel a little stress, a little bit of pressure, work pressure or pressure to dust, I don't know, something silly. For me, it's cleaning the bathroom. Those muscles are triggered and they start to shorten. And we're supposed to actually be running to get rid of that, to lengthen them. And exactly what they're doing is they're sending a message, run. But of course, we don't run. And when it builds up over time, the stress in our body. So emotionally, we become anxious and uptight and stressed. But based on these muscles, which is really interesting. So what we're doing today, and I'll get right into it, not waffling on, is we're going to target those muscles. We'll do a kind of a very gentle flow at the beginning, just very gentle, because it's gentle stretch. And then we're going to hold these, in order to stretch these muscles, you have to hold them longer than you would a regular stretch. So they're held, and we're in positions that might feel kind of uncomfortable. So for those, and I'm thinking of Shirley Nigel, you might need to put some cushions on the ground if you don't have a carpeted floor. or get a cushion for your knees, because at some point we're going to be on our knees. Most of the time we're not, actually. And then if you need to grab a scarf or a strap, if you happen to have a yoga strap, you might need that for at least one of the things that we do, the stretches that we do. So you might run and get that, and you might have them nearby. Okay, let's get started. So sitting just for a moment. We're not going to take long. We're not going to sit for long in our cross-legged position today. Let's just take a few breaths in. Let's connect with the breath. Calm the nervous system simply by inhaling and exhaling. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. So every time you exhale, you get a little bit more calm, a little bit more relaxed. Inhale and exhale. So sometimes we wake up, you think, oh, you should be relaxed because you just slept, but often we're the most anxious in the morning when we wake up because we have to adjust to coming from sleep to awake, just how the body reacts to it. So let's come off of our seat. And we're going to come to the top of let's come to the top of our mats. Let's stand up tall to begin. You're going to take your shoulders, lift them towards your ears, and then roll the shoulders back. Now from here, softening those knees and begin to roll down. Simply take your chin to your chest and round down. And as you roll down, let your arms dangle. Let the shoulders relax. Drop your head so you're looking between your legs. And then bending the knee, take an inhale and exhale, chin back to chest. Roll, unwind your body. So unroll your body as if you're a sausage roll. I don't know. What are those? Fridays, but it's called Funny Fridays. And then release the shoulders again. We're going to roll again. Chin to chest, roll down. All the way down. Your knees do not have to be straight. We're going to do this one more time. Roll up. Chin to chest. Arms are dangling. This should feel really nice. You're stretching out your back while your belly is actually working, using your belly strength to lift you up. We're going to roll back down. And this time we're staying down, coming into the forward bend. Now taking your opposite hand to opposite elbow, knees bent or straight. Because our psoas muscles, often we can't straighten our legs because of our hamstrings, but also plays a big part in our psoas muscles because they're so tight. So just let your head hang and little sways from side to side. So because we have these muscles, we are instinctively meant to be moving a lot more than we do. But we don't. So maybe over time we'll lose those psoas muscles, but not in our lifetime. So from here, place the hands on the ground, come back to center, and step back into a downward dog. In your downward dog, take your tailbone, lift it up to the sky, press your heels to the ground. Now, if this is hurting your wrists, come onto your forearms, do it on your forearms. Drop your head and peek through your legs. And then let's bend your right knee as we start to warm up we're going to warm up those muscles first before we hold the stretches. Bend your other knee, your left knee. As you do this, press the straight leg's heel into the ground, towards the ground, most of us will not touch the ground in the downward dog. Back and forth, pedaling those feet. Holding, just pausing the stretch, and then rebending the knee and just alternating back and forth. Now you might need to go into a child's for a moment because your arms are screaming. I know who's in the class, so I kind of can visualize what's going on here. It's funny. I could be completely wrong. And then let's place the knees on the ground and then sit back into a child's pose with your knees wide. Open the knees wide, bring your big toes together. Now, not all of us can get our bottoms to our heels. That's not a big deal. But that gives you an idea of how tight your psoas muscles are. Okay? It doesn't mean something's wrong. It just means we're going to work on this over the next few weeks. So press the bottom towards the heels. Every day, 30-minute classes is going to make a huge difference. Little and often. Most of us do not practice yoga every day. It's maybe once, twice a week, possibly, that many. Every morning, 30 minutes, what a difference it's going to make over the next few weeks. You'll feel like a different person. Because I know it, because I do this. So come up to your hands and knees, and keep your legs open, walk your hands forward, and let's press back towards the heels. You're not going to go as far this time. And then inhale, float forward, and then drop your pubic bone to the ground. And make sure you tighten your bottom cheeks to protect your low back. Lift your heart. And this is a position where you have to pay attention to your lower back. So you might not even come very far down. Your pubic bone, you might lift it up and then press back into a child. So those who have been doing this with me in the past, you know what to do. You go for it. As you know, go slow, fast, it doesn't matter. Those who are new to this stretch, then just take your time, hold for a moment. Pause when you get to the end of each stretch and just feel in, make a note, too much, okay, I'm going to lift up slightly through my belly up and towards my spine to protect my lower back. Keep going back and forth. So ultimately, you're stretching out the psoas muscles, which are attached to your lower back. And then breath. So what you're doing as you press back, the belly draws up. Yesterday, we talked about a string attached to your navel being pulled up towards the ceiling. That's what happens as you press back. The belly pulls in and up. This will all become second nature as you continue doing these classes. And then coming back to your child's pose, just take a moment here, take a breath in, forehead resting on the ground, and exhale. Let's inhale, walk your hands back up. Bring your knees towards each other until your knees are underneath your hips. Let's just do a few cats and cows, rounding and inhaling into your cow stretch. Just a very gentle stretch. These are intense. Drop your head. So inhaling into your cow, exhaling, rounding your spine, lifting up through the belly button. And then exhaling, softening your belly, lifting your heart. One more time, exhaling. And the next time you inhale, return to your neutral spine, curl your toes under, exhale, downward dog. Now walk your feet a little closer to your hands until possibly you can place the heels down. Maybe. You might need to bend the knees. And let's walk. Now, not all of us will be able to walk with our hands on the ground. So you can bring your arms up and walk. Just walk to the front of the mat. And exhale into your forward bend. So let yourself hang here, no tension in the neck. I have to look at you. I'm going to end up with my head's going to be stuck in this position. Drop your head. Shake your head no, shake your head yes, loosen it up, little sways from side to side. Now taking an inhale, coming back to center, bending your knees. Let's roll back up as we did at the very beginning of class. Unwinding your body, unrolling your body. And then lift up nice and tall. As you lift up tall, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift your heart to the ceiling, opening up the front of your body, the clavicles, the collarbone, your chest. Preparing for the day. And then releasing, preparing for possibilities today. What's going to happen? Who knows? But just being open to it. Okay, so from here, you might need a wall to put your finger on. I want you to take your left knee, lift it up, so that the knee, the leg is is parallel to the ground, the thigh. Now bring your left hand. Now this might be where the scarf or strap comes in handy. Place it on the ankle or your hand. So from here, keep your knee up so that it's pointing towards the front of the room. Just take a peek at me. This is where I'm at. And then slowly draw it back down until there's a point where you can't go any further. You can feel the muscles in that left thigh screaming. It's stuck there. Stay there. Don't try and get the knee. If you can, I can get my knee in line with my knee. I can even bring it back behind my knee, just because this is what I do all the time. So open your left shoulder. So simply take your left shoulder, open it up. So you're opening up your left side of that chest. So you can you don't have to hold onto a wall. You can reach the arm up. So this is our first psoas stretch. As you do this, take your tailbone, lengthen it down, lift up to the crown of your head. You're nice and tall. You might be wobbling. You might even have dropped your foot already. Not a biggie. And then place your left foot down. So we're holding these longer than you would expect. Let's go to the other side. Left foot rounding down. Lift your right knee up. Take your hand or the strap and place it on that right foot. Make sure the shin is parallel to the ground, and then slowly bring that knee back. You find you want to feel this in your right hip. The top of your thigh, your glutes, this is targeting the psoas muscle. And what you're doing is bringing that right heel towards your right bottom cheek as close as you can, while lengthening up through the crown of the head, tailbone down. It's fantastic to release these muscles that are usually extremely tight. And just hold, and then lower down. And then little wiggles from side to side, shake those hips, figure eights, loosen up. You can also loosen those shoulders by circling. Have fun. It's Friday. We can dance and enjoy ourselves, right? We have to do it in our own homes, but that's okay. And then come back to the front of your mat if you're not already. Probably are. And I want you to take your right foot back behind you. Flatten out that back foot. So the heel and the whole foot is pressed down. Take your left foot out to the side a few inches. Back toes. Take a peek. Make sure they're pointing to the front right corner of the mat. Now, this is straighten your front leg. My stance is quite close here for me. It might be perfect for you. I'm going to slide my foot forward because I can. Now what you're doing is you're going to bend your left knee. Now you want to pay attention to the back leg and keep that heel on the ground. Once you're feeling a lot of sensation there, you stop. The knee, if you can bring that knee over your ankle, that's great, but not beyond the ankle. Arms are dangling next to your sides. Press that right heel into the ground. You should be feeling it around the ankle, the calves, but also the right hip, which is, this is the psoas, or the psoas muscle. Square everything forward and reach your arms up. And breathe in. Let yourself breathe. Take your tailbone, lengthen it down. Hold the stretch. Inhaling. And exhaling. These stretches will be telling you a lot about the quality of your psoas muscles, where they're at. Now, and then from here, drop the arms down, step your right foot forward, just loosen up a little bit, just shake it up. You're going to have felt, you should have felt that back leg. Now, step your left foot back. Heel toe that right foot out a few inches or so, centimeters. Just make sure your hips are squared forward, and then back toes are about, I suppose it's a kind of a 70-degree angle, but they're actually pointing towards the left front corner of the mat. That's how I gauge where my toes need to be. Now, wide, start with your legs straight. Both legs are straight, arms dangling. Now you're going to bend your right knee. But as you're doing this, do not lift your left heel off the ground. So your knee might be just slightly bent, or you might be able to bring your knee further forward until it's over your ankle. Just directly stacked over that ankle, not beyond. If you're feeling not much of anything in the back leg, widen the stance. Now reach your arms up. Press into both feet, lift up through those fingers. Tailbone lengthens down. And you're breathing. And out. And in. You might even be sweating. I was sweating before. I'm actually starting to sweat now. Because these muscles are so powerful that by holding the stretch, we're actually creating a lot of heat in our bodies. And then release the hands down. And then step your left foot forward and just shake out. The little shakes of the ankles, circles. Anyway, I'm just picturing people in their room. I can't see it, but I just in my head. Okay, so now we're going to do the other side, but now it's a lunge. Step your right foot back, toes curled under. You might need a wall here, some of us. Take your left foot out a little bit. Make sure everything's hip distance apart. You're not tight roping, because you will fall over. Slide your left foot forward. Stances are different for everyone. Arms dangling next to your sides, and bend your back knee. Left knee is bent. The left knee is directly over that left ankle. Now, you're going to only go so far with that knee, that back knee, depending on what you're feeling in that right hip, pelvis, hip. So this is your psoas muscles being targeted. And then you're going to reach the arms up. Be careful with your knee here if you have any knee problems. And breathe. In and out. In and out. Relax into this stretch. So take the tailbone, lengthen down. I know this, I'm feeling this. You must be feeling this. Take an inhale and exhale, release the arms down. Step forward, shake it out. Just let those legs shake. So just shake, 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 shake. Okay. Now, left leg back. Heel toe that right foot out to the side. Curl the back toes under. The heel is not on the ground behind you. The toes are pointing forward, both sets of feet. Arms dangling next to your sides. Bend your left knee down and find that position that's just right for you. Yeah? It might be wider, it might be shorter. Feel that stretch in that left hip and reach the arms up. Breathe in and breathe out. And in. So we should, by the end of class, feel happy because we've stretched our muscles, the muscles that make us, that create anxiety, anger, frustration. And we've released that tension. So it actually makes, it creates, we feel more joyful and happier and lighter. And then you might not be feeling it now, but after. And then step your left foot back and shake it. Then inhale and exhale, roll down to the ground, forward bend. Feel into this stretch. And then step back into a downward dog and then onto your knees. So one last stretch before we finish the class. Come onto your hands and knees. So lift up. This is where you might need extra padding under your knees. I'm going to swing around here. You might need a wall. I want you to take your right hand or the strap, scarf around the top of your foot, and reach that right leg back. So the thing that we did when we were standing at the very beginning of class, your left hand can be your support. Keep your right knee on the ground and slide it back. Right heel, press it towards your right bottom cheek and square your hips and chest forward. Maybe the left arm lifts up. Top of the thigh, hips, psoas muscles here. Hold and hold. And then let's release. Let's just swing around and let's do the other side. Grab hold of that left foot. Slide it back behind you. Maybe it's behind your right knee, maybe not. You just wonder what you're doing here is you're drawing that left heel towards your left bottom cheek, lifting up tall, tailbone, lengthen it down, either fingers on the wall or reach up with those hips. Breathing in and up. So instead of running, we're stretching it out we're releasing the tension from those psoas muscles by stretching, holding the stretch. We will be doing these types of things over the next few weeks. You will notice a huge difference. I will guarantee it, because I already, by doing this every single day, I can feel different. I feel different myself, and I do this a lot. So come back down onto your heels and then into your seat. Or you might decide you want to roll onto your back and take a Shavasana, a final resting pose. Please feel free to do that after these classes or now. And when I turn off, you can continue or go into a meditation. So I want you to take a moment here and just check in with those thighs. Notice maybe you're feeling a little bit more awake, alert, invigorated. That's what happens when we stretch our psoas muscles. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Let the hands come together above the head. Float the hands to your heart. So we've just spent these 30 minutes on our psoas muscles. And next week, we will continue working on our lower back, our hips, our chest, our psoas muscles, and much, much more. So like I said, little and often, that's what one of my students told me, that she's not used to doing this every day. And now she's doing it every day, she's noticing a huge difference in how she feels mentally, emotionally, and physically. When you're feeling good physically, it helps you mentally. You all know that. We have a Saturday morning class tomorrow. It's an hour long. It'll be integrating a lot of what we did during the week. It's fun. And please book for next week. I can't wait to see you next week. We have lots of exciting things because as we progress, we're going to, you'll experience, you'll learn different types of postures. And you'll work on different parts of your body. So ask a friend to join and book for next week. And have a wonderful day. Spread the word to the world. This is Rebecca Warrington, rjmindbody.com. I love you guys. Namaste. Have a great day. Or weekend. I don't see you tomorrow. Or later. See you guys.